Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. So in today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at how he feels when he looks at you. So we do have 3 piles to choose from. Keep your person in mind when picking a pile and see which one you're most drawn to. Don't second guess yourself, just use your intuition to see the first one that kind of pops out to you, the first pile that pops out to you. So for pile number 1, we have the Pyrite crystal. For pile number 2, we have Malachite. And for pile number 3, we have Peacock Ore. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick pile. So hopefully by now you have picked a pile for yourself. If not, you can pause the video. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose this Pyrite crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at how he feels when he looks at you. So your card is the Queen of Swords reversed. Before we get started with your reading, please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, then please find my email address in the description box below. I'm also going to be doing a giveaway when I reach 40k subscribers. So we're super close. If you'd like to enter the giveaway for one free 30-minute reading for you to stand the chance to win that from me, then all you have to do is be subscribed to this channel and comment under this video. So let's get straight into your reading now. So spirit guides of pile number 1, please tap me into the energy of the person on pile 1's mind. And please show me, what does he feel? How does he feel when he looks at pile number 1? So this is a card I just have to cover. So we have the card Integrity. I just had to cover it because there is nudity on it, and I can't show that on YouTube. Okay, how does he feel when he looks at pile number 1? So how does he feel when he looks at pile number 1, please? We have the 9 of Wands reversed. We have the Ace of Cups reversed. We have the 6 of Cups reversed. And we have Emotion. At the back of the deck so far, we have the 7 of Swords reversed. So I do feel like I'm picking up on some kind of past connection where you are not currently with this person anymore. And with the Ace of Cups reversed and the 6 of Cups reversed, I almost feel like there was some kind of break here within your relationship, or breakup, or something changed within your connection where you're no longer in each other's lives anymore. And I feel like with the 6 of Cups reversed, this person still reminisces back to your old memories of the past, but maybe has sort of, I want to say they've kind of moved on, kind of not. It's a little confusing to me when I'm in this energy because I feel like you haven't seen this person in a long time. So when I'm reading this energy, this may be like things he felt when you were in his life, or if you still somewhat are around him even after this breakup or situation like this, then maybe I could be picking up on present feelings. So just take it as it resonates. But I almost feel like this person somewhat feels like they can't get over you, but at the same time has somewhat moved on from you at the same time. It's a little bit of a contradictory feeling here, but with the Ace of Cups reverse, I feel this person is kind of detached from the relationship, but then sometimes they do think back to the happy memories you had together, and they are like kind of nostalgic about it with the 6 of Cups here. They do sometimes miss you and those memories you have, but I feel like they're in such a different phase of their life right now, where you're also in a such different phase of your life right now where it's almost not the same as it used to be. Like, even if this person had to try to come back to you, it wouldn't be the same as how things used to be. I feel like with the Queen of Swords showing up reversed, this can represent you guys sort of being in no contact or in very minimal contact with each other, I do think this person still feels some kind of sensual attraction towards you, since this woman showed up nude here. And some of you, this person still has some feelings left over, but they've kind of moved on. How I can explain this is like, maybe this person finds it hard to forget you at times. Sometimes those feelings come back up to the surface, but then at other times in their life, they've kind of like consciously chosen to move on, even though those feelings are still somewhat there. I hope I'm making sense, but that's how I'm seeing the energy here. Or I could read this as maybe at one point he had such strong emotions and feelings for you and a strong sensual attraction. And maybe there are still somewhat of those feelings there, but he's kind of moved on a little bit with his life, because it seems like you guys had a lot of problems and issues in your connection, and things got like really bad. In terms of the issues you had together, with the Seven of Swords reversed at the back of the deck, I almost feel like this person hid certain things from you, or almost like pretended to be a certain way, and there was some kind of betrayal of your trust, because I felt the energy of betrayal from this card at the back of the deck, where maybe this person was hiding things from you, but making it seem as though they're loyal and as though they're honest. But I don't feel like this person was in your connection. And it's almost like they're looking at the connection you once had and how many issues and problems it had, that they don't feel like it's worth it to come back or to try to fix things with you. And that's basically what I'm getting for how he feels whenever he sees you. Either this is currently, or like the last times he saw you during the last phases of your relationship. Just depending on if you've bumped into him in public or not. But I do feel like he sort of felt like you moved on fast, which maybe caused him to move on. So I'm not sure if you actually did move on fast, or if he just assumed that you seemed happy after the breakup, assumed that you seemed like not affected by it. So we have thought showing up in the reverse. We have the counselor, and we have love showing up reversed. I feel like towards the end of the relationship, maybe both of you kind of fell out of love with each other in some way. I'm just trying to move this like this. Okay. Maybe both of you kind of fell out of love with each other, and both of you felt like these problems were too big to work on. Like, maybe, yes, at one point that love was there, but it's almost like maybe you guys had so many problems that it was best to just kind of separate rather than try to stay together, because it's almost like love wasn't enough, or there was some kind of falling out of love here and some kind of disappointment as a result of that with the Five of Cups. So with the counselor, I think he had a lot of issues mentally and emotionally whenever he was going through this breakup with you. I feel like he had a lot of regrets about things he had done, but there was also this feeling of him feeling like he needs to go to therapy or work on himself to become a better person, because he noticed that maybe he wasn't showing up as the best man in this relationship. And I think that he almost just overthought so much that he wanted to shut off his thoughts, because he was overthinking so much about how he ruined things in your relationship, and maybe even how he hurt you or hurt your mental health in some way with whatever he was doing in this relationship, that maybe you also had to go to therapy or something. He's almost looking at the situation like, we hurt each other so much, we disappointed each other so much, maybe it's best we just leave each other alone and try to work on ourselves. Because it's almost like he's looking at the situation like, yes, there might be some remnants of feelings there, but maybe it's better I just stay away than cause more problems or issues. some of you could have been on and off with this person for a long time, and some of you could have had a child with this person and you're kind of co-parenting, but it's almost like maybe some of you moved too fast in the relationship and didn't have the time to kind of get to know each other, and then kind of like problems built up in the connection. You kind of felt like you were walking on eggshells around this person, and this person also felt like that around you. I feel like there were huge incompatibilities between the two of you. And of course, this might hurt to hear because a lot of you watch these types of readings, you know, I'm guessing to see if this person still cares or misses you, or maybe out of curiosity for those of you that are not attached to this past person. But I get that most of you maybe are watching this hoping that this person still has feelings for you or wants you back. Um, and what Spirit is saying is this person wasn't healthy for you. This person didn't treat you well. So it's better to just let this person go than to try and hold on to an old flame that burnt out. Because I always feel like this person's doing you a favor by letting you go, by consciously deciding to stay out of the situation with you, because it's not healthy. And it hurt the both of you. Well, it hurt you more. And I think this person doesn't want to end up hurting you even more. So I don't know. I just feel like Spirit is saying it's a blessing in disguise. You might not see it as a blessing right now, especially if you're still attached to this person. If you're not attached to this person, you probably don't care. But for most of you that are still attached to this person or do still want this person back in some way, it might not seem like a blessing right now, but it is a blessing in disguise because this person would have continued hurting you. And I see it as if the universe takes somebody out of our life that's hurting us, that's hiding something from us, that maybe doesn't have the best intentions towards us or the healthiest love to show. That is the universe, like kind of taking the trash out, and making space for better to come your way. So is there anything else they need to know about how he feels when he looks at Pile 1? So we have the Five of Cups. I do see something attached to this Five of Cups card of like looking at your social media and feeling sad about all the memories. I'm hearing a specific song by Jhené Aiko. I'm gonna try see what song it is. I'm hearing the melody. It's a very old song, but I don't know the name of it. It's the song called Comfort and Ending by Jhené Aiko. Which is very interesting since we're speaking about like some kind of breakup situation here. So I forgot what was said in this lyrics. Let me just read over it quickly so I can see what the vibe is here. So she talks about how he went and kind of trusted HOES, I can't say it on YouTube, like other people, and she talks about a man kind of like having other women around him, and like almost those other women are almost saying they love him when he knows they don't. Like basically the vibe I'm getting from the song was like he thinks the other women love him but they don't. He thinks the other women are trustworthy but they're not, and he goes to those women instead of her when she's the one that loves him. And he's not the only one that has done that to her. Like maybe she talks about like how there were many men that maybe like cheated on her or something. That's basically how I'm reading the energy here. She talks about how they had the perfect end and they shared a night at the Comfort Inn. I'm guessing that's like a hotel. And she says, we were in love, but I was the only one, so I was the lonely one. So it kind of has like a sad vibe to it. Maybe he kind of feels like you loved him more, and maybe he kind of regrets taking you for granted, because I do sense a lot of regrets from him. From this card, I see him kind of like looking at your social media, feeling sad about everything that's happened, but also feeling comfort knowing that things have ended now, because maybe he knows he would have continued to hurt you or disappoint you, and he doesn't want to hurt you anymore. But maybe he knows that you were kind of lonely in this relationship, or I'm feeling an energy of like you like this person more than this person likes you. Well, it was like that's in the relationship. So it's not that this person didn't love you. I think that you just loved this person more than they loved you. And I think that was maybe, it was not your fault, but like it was an issue, because I feel like you need to find someone that maybe loves you the exact same way or more than you love them. And you were kind of the one chasing after this person, and this person was kind of running. Do you get what I mean? Three of Swords, yeah, heartbreak. I think this person wants to try and learn from past mistakes and not hurt people in the future, but I don't think this person's the most loyal person with the Sensual in the reverse. As I said before, with the Seven of Swords reverse, I felt that energy of them hiding something from you, but the Sensual in reverse confirms that, because this card upright means loyalty. When it's reversed, I see that as disloyalty. And basically, how does he feel when he looks at pile number 1? We have the Two of Pentacles reversed and the Crone reversed. He almost feels like he wasn't mature enough to handle you or handle your love. He feels like he missed out on something with you, on something good. He almost felt like he was not ready for this, and it would have been better if you could have come into his life at a later time, maybe when he was a bit older and wiser and more ready to settle down and be serious about this. I do think he has his regrets about not being fully serious about this and not taking you seriously or giving you the love you needed in the moment. With the Two of Pentacles showing up reversed, he almost feels like he wasn't set out to be this partner you needed at this time. That's what I feel intuitively from this card. Kind of like, I can't be that stable partner you need. I can't be that life partner you want. Like maybe you wanted something more serious, but this person was kind of playing games, telling you they want something serious, meanwhile hiding their true intentions. And I think they realized that maybe if they were older, they would have been able to take this more seriously. But yeah, that's kind of how he feels at the moment when I feel like he's looking at your social media and feeling these things from this last part I'm channeling. With the Hero in reverse and Death and Rebirth in the reverse, I feel like he kind of looks at you on social media or in person if you've bumped into each other, and he kind of feels like nobody can save him or fix him. Maybe you did try to fix him at one point, but you couldn't. And with Death and Rebirth in the reverse, he doesn't want to change, at least not right now. Like, yes, he can maybe learn from past mistakes and not almost tell someone he wants something serious while hiding the fact that he doesn't want to take it seriously. I think from now on, maybe he's just going to be more honest about how he's going to pursue things in the future with other people. But I mean that I don't feel like he wants to change right now. I don't feel like he wants to completely change or grow. And I don't feel like he wants to fix himself or the way he's pursuing relationships that end up hurting people. I just don't feel like he feels ready for love. He almost feels suffocated when he's in a relationship. So I think I'm picking up on like an avoidant man that runs from love. Yeah. So the thing is, I'm feeling an energy of like one person clinging and one person being avoidant. And the more the one person runs, the more the other person clings. So yeah, it's just like a tricky energy to read, because I want to be compassionate towards your feelings, but I also want to be truthful about what I see. I think I'm going to end the reading here. Basically, there's a lot of regrets on his side, but I don't feel like he wants to change. So this is what I have for you. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose the Malachite crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at how he feels when he looks at you. So your card is the Three of Pentacles. Before we get started with your pile, with shuffling your cards, I just want to mention a few things. So just be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, then please find my email address in the description box below. Also, I am going to be doing a giveaway when I reach 40k subscribers for one free 30-minute reading. So if you'd like to enter the giveaway to win that, or to stand a chance to win that, then all you have to do is subscribe to this channel and comment on this video. So let's go ahead and shuffle your cards now and see what comes up for you. Okay, so spirit guides of pile number pile 2, sorry. Maybe some of you were drawn to pile 3. I don't know why I said pile 3. Spirit guides of pile number 2, may I please tap into the energy of the person on pile 2's mind? How does he feel when he looks at pile number 2? So we have the Queen of Pentacles showing up reversed. How does he feel when he looks at pile number 2? We have the Nine of Wands. We have Wisdom showing up reversed. And we have the Eight of Swords showing up reversed. Okay, so at the back of the deck, we have the card, the Youth. So I feel like this guy really gives me the type of energy of someone that has like an acts of service love language. And it feels like he sacrifices a lot of his time and effort to sort of make you happy. Whenever he sees you, he wants to put a smile on your face. He wants to do something small for you to make you happy. Whatever it is that's going to make you happy, whether it's opening the door for you or complimenting you and telling you you're so beautiful, or buying you something that brings a smile on your face. Whatever it is, I feel like he's wanting to sacrifice a lot of his time and energy to just make you happy and to just make you feel loved in some way. Though he does know that maybe he's not the wisest, maybe he's looking at himself like, okay, I'm trying to be the best boyfriend I can, or I'm trying to be like a good boyfriend or something like that to you, but maybe I know that sometimes I have my flaws or sometimes I fall short, but I'm trying to learn how to show you love in a way that makes you happy. It's not that he has to learn to love you, don't get me wrong, because he does already feel that love, but I mean it in a way of like, let's say he messes up, let's say he gets you something and he realizes that, oh, you don't like this, and then you get upset with him and he realizes, oh, he made a mistake here. There's this kind of feeling of like, I want to learn from those things so that I can know how to like treat you and make you happy. He knows that sometimes maybe he messes up his words, or he messes up or falls short. And he wants to make it up to you whenever he does that. But when I say mess up, I don't feel like it's anything bad per se. I feel like it's maybe him saying the wrong thing, or, you know, it doesn't feel like huge to me. It doesn't feel like something that would completely break down the relationship. But he's just aware that maybe he's not perfect, that he has flaws, that he has good parts of him and maybe parts of him that are flawed. And he feels like you kind of just accept him and love him as he is. And if you're not there in your relationship yet, he's hoping you guys can get there in the future. Because he just, well, for most of you, I feel like this relationship, like you guys have been together for quite a long time. And it sort of just feels like you guys accept each other, flaws and all. And you guys just understand each other and accept each other. And you don't expect the other person to change, but you do kind of push each other to grow and become better versions of yourself. And he does appreciate that. He does appreciate that you accept his flaws, accept when he does fall short, but you also push him to become better, to grow, to not stay stuck at the same level. Because with the Eight of Swords reverse, he feels like this is the first relationship where someone's pushed him outside of his comfort zone, pushed him to grow, pushed him to look at himself and to almost like take responsibility for himself, right? So like, let's say, for example, he's like, I really want to get fit. And you hold him accountable and you're like, you said you wanted to go get fit. You're not going to the gym today. Why not? Like, there's this type of energy of you, again, pushing him outside of his comfort zone, pushing him to sort of be his best, right? And he does appreciate that because nobody's ever done that for him. And he feels like this is real love. Like, the love you give him is quite real and genuine. He feels like that whenever he looks at you. I see him like looking at you a lot and sort of admiring you, not just physically, but admiring the way you love him. Admiring the way you love him and wanting to give you that same love in return, and then almost like looking at you like, wow, I found someone like this. Because the reason why he feels like this is real love is because you hold him accountable and you're truthful and you're like, you push him to be the best and to grow, but you also accept him. So he just feels like some people kind of just enable you to stay stuck at the same level, to stay within your comfort zone, to do things even if it's not good for you. Whereas you don't. You don't enable anything that may keep him stuck at a certain level or keep him within his comfort zone or within bad habits or whatever it is. So that's what I see here. He sees you as a long-term partner or someone he sees potential to have that with if you're not there yet in your relationship. And he also feels like the more he gets to know you, the more he realizes what love actually is. Because the way he's seeing it is before, when he looked at love, maybe he had the wrong idea of love, of what love truly is. But the more he gets to know you, the more he actually realizes what love truly is and how we have the idea of love quite wrong. He may have realized that he may have viewed love from not an immature perspective, but a perspective that was more naive in nature. And now that he's growing older, he's really understanding what love means to him. So, for example, I spoke about like him sacrificing time in his day to do little things for you that make you happy. He's realizing that's what's truly love, you know. I'm seeing something along those lines here. So it's almost like he looks at you and he realizes what love truly is. And there's all these kind of thoughts going through his mind of like, I'm finally experiencing it. And this kind of like wow feeling. So he also feels like he can rely on you. You always support him. Like you support his decisions financially, career-wise, but also you try to support him emotionally and give him some kind of nurturing. He also feels like he wants to keep you safe and sort of protect you in a way. He also feels like, although sometimes you guys may have issues, whenever he looks at you, he almost feels like he wants to solve all those problems or make it better. And sometimes he can go into this deep overthinking mode where he's thinking about your problems, his problems, the problems within the relationship. Not that these problems are huge, but they're small problems. Not because the problem's so huge that he's thinking of it, but he's more so thinking of like how to solve these issues so that you can feel more at ease. Does that make sense? So like, let's say you bring up something to him that you're not happy about within the relationship. He's sort of focusing on how to fix that so that you can feel at ease within the relationship. And that's what I'm seeing here. So this man wants to express some kind of healthy, safe love for you. He wants to be a healthy man for you, like in terms of like being emotionally available and all of that. And he also feels like he didn't really know himself before he met you, but like I said, the more he gets to know you, it feels like the more he gets to know himself and the more he's finding himself. So I'm hearing the song, I Want to Know What Love Is, I Want You to Show Me, something along those lines. He just wants your love to grow more and more and more and to become something that almost is everlasting. Because I am feeling the energy of quite a romantic man. So we have the Two of Wands showing up reversed, the masculine and feminine card, the Six of Swords, and the Sensual upright. Okay, he wants to stay loyal to you, and he feels like that every time he looks at you. He feels like he'd never want to hurt you. He'd want to stay loyal to you forever. He also wants to be a good boyfriend to you, where when you speak about him, you're kind of bragging about him to your friends. I don't know why he thinks that, but I am seeing him feel that way. Like he wants to almost prove himself to you and be the best boyfriend you've ever had. And have you almost brag about him to your friends. I don't know why, but it makes him feel good. I also see that he kind of just feels like he sees through you. Like, let's say you're sad and you're like, I'm fine, but you're not really fine. He can see that you're not really fine, and then he wants to comfort you. He can see when you're sad, when you're mad. It feels like he really understands you and you really understand him. And that's how he feels when he looks at you. It's almost like he can look into your eyes or your facial expressions and know exactly what you're feeling in the moment or exactly what you need in the moment. There's this feeling with this connection of him giving you exactly what you need without you even asking, or exactly what you want without you even asking, and him wanting to be thoughtful with his gestures and efforts towards you. And you might even sometimes feel like, how did you know I wanted this? But I feel like he pays attention more than you realize. When he's looking at you, he's very focused on you. He's paying attention to what you want and what you need so that he can fulfill that for you. This is kind of like puppy love for him, but at the same time, he wants to kind of grow old with you, and he wants to change and become better in some way with the Six of Swords. There's something about him feeling like he'd always choose you. He'd never choose anybody else, and he almost feels like you're his other half with masculine and feminine here. Regardless of gender, he just feels like you're his other half, like you and him are like exactly the same or quite similar in ways. He also feels like he looks back to the way you've treated him over time, and he really can't complain about anything because things have just progressed beautifully in your connection, and he's sort of in awe and shock that this has happened because I think he never thought he'd have something like this. He thought that this wouldn't be real. We have the love card. So he does feel love whenever he looks at you. Like a huge amount of love within his heart that his heart almost feels like it's going to pop. Because I'm seeing that. I'm seeing an image of a heart grow big like a balloon heart, right? And it grows so big that it pops. And I'm seeing a vision of my sister. So for context, me and my sister, sometimes like we had moments where we ate a lot together, and then she'd be like, my stomach feels so full, it feels like it's gonna pop. And I'm seeing a vision of her say that like in my memories. So he almost feels like you fill up his heart so much it's gonna pop. He also feels like he needs to take things slow with you and really nurture this love. He almost feels like a lot of people don't appreciate what they have and just look elsewhere. And I'm being shown something a friend said to me. He was talking about like a lot of people have the 99% in their relationship of what they're looking for, but then they're looking elsewhere for that 1%. So say, for example, a man is with a person and his woman has like 99% of the traits he's looking for in a lover, but maybe she's missing something that he's looking elsewhere for. And then he finds that elsewhere, but then he realizes that other woman doesn't have that 99%. She only has that 1% thing he was looking for. Then he lost the 99% woman. I hope I'm making sense. I'm seeing him look at it like a lot of people look at love in that way, where they're sort of like looking elsewhere. They believe that the grass is greener somewhere else, but a lot of people don't water their own grass. They kind of just want to look elsewhere. But he wants to do the opposite. Like, maybe he looks at a lot of young people and how they sort of interact with love, and he sees flaws within that, and he kind of wants to do things differently than how other people are doing it. He wants to nurture this love and really water this garden of your love, if I can say it like that, so that it grows, and not just expect it to grow without watering it, you know? So we have perception in the reverse. I feel like his perception of love is changing into something more healthier, into something more emotional, into something more pure. We have the 7 of Cups and we have the Child. We also have the 3 of Swords and we have the 6 of Pentacles. So it seems like he's reflecting on his own life whenever he's looking at you, and he's tapping into feelings of past pains and heartbreaks with the 3 of Swords. And he's comparing you with previous partners, but not in a bad way. The way he's comparing you comes through as like, you're the best I've ever had. Where he's kind of like looking at how his past exes treated him and how you're treating him. And there's subtle but also huge differences in that love. And it's almost like he sees so much potential in your love that, like, he sees how different you treat him and how different you are to his exes, and he believes that you guys have something special together. He also wants to just give to you, give generously to you with the 6 of Pentacles, and he feels like you give to him too. He feels like maybe he even wants to have a home with you or move in with you or something like that. Like, I'm seeing plans about the future, children, the different possibilities of what may happen in the future. And if you already live together, then I guess we could take it a step further. But I guess he's kind of thinking about where this connection would lead whenever he's looking at you. While still feeling that love simultaneously, he's thinking about like the possibilities of where you guys could be in the future, daydreaming about where this could lead the both of you. But during those little daydreams, I actually feel like it's not just him daydreaming, it's him tapping into his intuition and what could potentially happen in the future between the two of you. But he doesn't know that. So that is what I'm seeing for you, pile number 2. This was a very beautiful reading. Please let me know how this resonated down in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number 3s. If you chose this Peacock Ore crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at how he feels when he looks at you. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, then please find my email address in the description box below. Before we get started with your reading, I'd just like to say something. So I am going to be having another giveaway when I reach 40k subscribers. So I'm going to be giving away one free 30-minute reading. So if you'd like to enter the giveaway, then you can subscribe to this channel and comment under this video. So let's go ahead and shuffle your cards. Your card is the King of Wands. So Spirit Guides of pile number 3. May I please tap into the energy of pile 3's person in mind? And please show me, how does he feel when he looks at pile number 3? How does he feel when he looks at pile 3? How does he feel when he looks at pile 3. So we have the 5 of Pentacles showing up next. We have the Queen of Pentacles. We have Death and Rebirth. And we have the 4 of Pentacles. Okay. It seems like he has some kind of choice here. To either step up or go back to old ways that may be familiar but may not lead him to a good path. And one choice may sort of be unpredictable, where we don't know where it's going to lead us to. The other choice might be familiar, but it might lead us back to our old ways, into our south node energy, not our north node energy. So I'm picking up on south node, north node energies within this pile. What I basically mean by that is like the south node in astrology has to do with our past life. It has to do with past versions of us that we're comfortable with and familiar with. But our north node is our destiny, our future, who we're meant to be. So I see our south node as we've already mastered that energy, and our north node is our destiny, and it's sort of like that uncomfortable journey of going towards that. It might not be easy, but it's where we're meant to head, right? So it's kind of like he has a choice here that he's pondering on whenever he looks at you. Like, does he go back to his old ways of being that might be familiar, yet not bring him to the place he desires to be at? Or does he choose unfamiliar ways that may bring growth to him? So I don't know what that is about, but I guess it's different for all of you because Spirit's not being specific about that. I feel like maybe all of you can relate to that in different ways. So with Death and Rebirth, it seems like he's pondering on making a change here, on like actually transforming himself as a person and not going back to old ways. And I don't know what these old ways are, but it's almost like painful to hold on to that old version of himself. It's causing him more hurt and pain than he realizes. Yes, it might be comfortable and familiar, but it's causing him more pain than he realizes. And it's almost like this other energy may be considered painful, but it's actually like the better option, because what Spirit is showing me is like, you know, when a snake sheds its skin, it's probably very painful. But when that new skin grows, I don't know how it works, but it's probably better. It feels better probably when the new skin grows, I imagine. I don't really know for sure, but I'm using that as a metaphor here in terms of what Spirit's showing me. Like, yes, at first the transformation might be uncomfortable. You know, shedding our old skin might be uncomfortable and might be painful. You know, outgrowing a part of ourselves that was once there. Like almost having that part of ourselves die to be, for a new part of ourselves to be reborn. Right? So it might be painful in the moment, but it will bring relief after that transformation is done. Just like, you know, when a baby is being born from the womb, it might be a painful process in the beginning for the mother, but, you know, it brings so much joy when she's finally given birth to her baby. I'm seeing like some kind of thing like that metaphorically. I think he is looking at how he can take action towards you. And he's feeling like he needs change right now. Whenever he's looking at you, he's feeling like he needs change. He's feeling like he needs to become a better version of himself. He's feeling like he needs to become courageous and not be scared of change. He's feeling like he needs to be courageous when it comes to pursuing you and not taking the easy route out. And he's feeling like he needs to step up and be a better version of himself. Not just for you, but for himself too. For the people around him, for the love. I get that you don't want him to hold you back. And you might fear outgrowing him. He might also fear you outgrowing him, which is what's pushing him to grow. So I don't know if you're on your own individual spiritual journey and you're kind of like afraid of outgrowing him. But that is something I definitely see. Whenever he looks at you, he also feels a lot of sensual feelings and desires. He's feeling a lot of desires for the future and thinking a lot about what choices he wants to make with those desires he has for you guys. He also feels a lot of passion for you whenever he looks at you. He also feels like you bring him down to earth. Because I pick up that this may be a man that's quite passionate and fiery. You make him feel passion, yet you also calm him down at the same time. You bring him back down to earth. You ground him in some way. You make him feel like you kind of bring stability his way, but also self-reflection. And he feels like you kind of balance him out in some way whenever he looks at you. So we have the body and mind showing up reversed. We have love. We have heaven and earth showing up in reversed. We have the 6 of Pentacles. So I do pick up on a lot of sensual feelings here with this pile. Almost like my body is telling me yes. But my mind is telling me to listen to you. Like, I'm almost getting this energy of him almost staring at you and thinking naughty thoughts about you while you're talking. His body telling him yes, but his mind telling him concentrate on what you're saying, because then you're going to think he's not listening, you know? Seeing an example of something like that, he looks at you and his heart kind of, I want to say flutters. I know that sounds like a feminine approach to like love, but I believe men can have butterflies too. But like I'm literally hearing his heart flutters in some way. He literally gets butterflies whenever he looks at you. And he feels a little bit nervous and intimidated, but he also wants to pursue this at the same time. He feels like he kind of wants to get naughty with you and do some things to you that might not be able to be said here on YouTube. He feels like a lot of his life he's felt like he hasn't exactly had the happiest or best or most harmonic life. Like maybe his life has been full of a lot of suffering and chaos, at least from his perception. And there's something about you making his days better, elevating him in some way, like elevating him to a higher experience. Kind of like a happier experience in life. So he kind of feels like you took him out of that stuck cycle of like feeling like he's going through suffering, and it feels like you kind of helped him out of that. I don't know how, but he kind of feels that way. He feels that you always make his day better whenever he's not feeling his best. And he feels like whenever he looks at you, he just feels love. He feels appreciation for the fact that his life is getting better with you and elevating. Whenever he looks at you, he feels like showing you gratitude and showing you some kind of effort that shows how much he cares for you and appreciates you. So we have knowledge coming up next. We have the Sage. He loves to get to know you better, and he wants to know everything about you. That's how he feels when he looks at you. He may also analyze like little details about you, physically, like with your face, but also analyze little details about you and your emotions and things like that, and analyze like what you like and what you don't like. And he kind of just wants to know everything about you. He kind of wants to know you more than anybody else knows you. We have the 4 of Cups. He kind of doesn't want to be selfish. He doesn't want to be petty. He doesn't want to go back to his old ways. He doesn't want to just think about himself. He wants to think about the both of you. That is creating some sort of insecurity for him right now, where he's like thinking, can I actually become that for you? Like, can I actually be selfless? Can I actually change? Can I actually grow and elevate as a person and become a little bit more wise? He's scared of you leaving him. And like whenever he looks at you, he almost just appreciates you as if it's his last time seeing you. Not that he wants to leave or he expects you to leave, but he's just afraid of losing you. He's afraid that you never want him back and that you just almost push him away. So he wants to do everything in his power to keep this love alive and to not have you almost like want him gone. We have the Queen of Wands reversed. He also wants to make you feel confident within yourself whenever you feel insecure, whenever you have a bad day. Like, he just wants to make you feel better about yourself. We have faith. He also trusts you and he has faith in you and your decisions. We have the Nine of Wands showing up reversed and the Eight of Cups with the 10 of Cups. So with the Nine of Wands with the Eight of Cups, this confirms what I said about him afraid of like you leaving, because maybe he has like some kind of abandonment wound, or maybe someone left him in the past, I don't know, but it kind of just feels like he's on edge about that. Like, he doesn't want things to end between the two of you. And I think he's so afraid of losing you every time he sees you that he's just trying to be a better version of himself so that this love actually like continues to flow on. He doesn't want to force or control things, but at the same time, he doesn't want to lose you. But he's trying to trust in the fact that this relationship can last and that this can become something very beautiful. I think he does feel a lot for you. And again, there's like that huge fear of losing you. You make him smile so much. You also make him laugh so much his stomach hurts. And again, I just sense this overall feeling of appreciation, but also a fear of heartbreak. So this is what I have for you. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.